Hi, I'm Julie from the Tax Practitioners Board. Today I'll guide you through your obligations in relation to your personal tax affairs. It's important to understand that you must comply with your personal tax obligations to gain registration with us as a tax practitioner. As a registered tax practitioner, you play a significant role in influencing and supporting the tax system. Not only are you entrusted to manage the tax affairs of your clients, but you are also a taxpayer yourself. That's why it's important you lead by example and make sure you comply with your personal tax obligations by keeping up to date in line with community expectations and taxation laws. In addition to your obligations under the taxation laws generally, you also have an obligation under Item 2 of the Code of Professional Conduct. This is an ongoing registration requirement, so you must comply to remain registered as a tax practitioner. Code Item 2 states that you must comply with the taxation laws in the conduct of your personal affairs. This means you must make sure your personal tax affairs, including those of all related entities, such as your practice or self-managed superannuation fund, are in order. When we talk about meeting your personal tax obligations, we're referring to your obligations to lodge your personal income tax returns on time, lodge your instalment or business activity statements on time, to meet your employer obligations, such as superannuation guarantee and PAYG withholding, to pay your tax bill by the due date, or to come to an arrangement with the Australian Taxation Office to pay amounts owing, and to provide a full and complete disclosure of outstanding personal tax obligations to us. You must do this when you apply or renew your tax practitioner registration. If you fail to disclose your outstanding obligations, your fitness and propriety may also be affected. To determine if you are complying with Code Item 2, we will also consider if any monies owed relate to a liability to the Commonwealth of Australia or to public monies. This could include a liability arising from employer obligations. This is particularly important as we recognise that failing to meet employer obligations will have a direct impact on taxpayers' retirement and other benefits. While we are concerned about all outstanding personal tax obligations, failure to meet obligations that relate to public monies will be viewed more seriously. If we find you have failed to comply with your personal tax obligations, including those of related entities, our Board Conduct Committee may decide that you have breached the Code of Professional Conduct and impose a sanction. This may include issuing you with a formal written caution, issuing an order that you must comply with, suspending or terminating your registration. Before we impose a sanction, we will consider the nature of the outstanding obligations. Factors we consider include, but are not limited to, the number of outstanding lodgements, how outstanding or late the lodgements are or were, the amount of the tax debt, the period of time over which the tax debt arose, the circumstances in which the outstanding personal tax obligations arose, what steps have been taken to resolve the outstanding obligations, the compliance with any payment arrangements, and any other mitigating circumstances. Ultimately, each situation is considered on a case-by-case basis. It is also important to be aware that conduct that leads to a breach of Code Item 2 could impact on meeting the fit and proper person requirement and other code items such as Code Item 1, which relates to honesty and integrity. If we find you are no longer a fit and proper person, we may decide to terminate your registration. This also applies to anyone seeking registration with us. You will be ineligible for registration if you do not satisfy our fit and proper person requirement. To find out more about your personal tax obligations, visit our website at tpb.gov.au/personal personal-tax-obligations.